So our next group is working on energy issues and had to overcome the obstacle of dealing with me as their faculty advisor. So you should be particularly sympathetic to this group. So if everybody's sufficiently caffeinated, Marie, if you'd like to come forward and give your briefing.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Marie Buckingham, and I'm here to discuss S.1205, the Local Energy Supply and Resiliency Act of 2013, proposed by Senator Al Franken of Minnesota. So before I get into the details of our program design, I'd like to quickly address how American cities get energy, which most of us are familiar with. We burn fossil fuels at power plants, supplemented by nuclear and renewable energy, and this energy is transported as electricity via the grid to our homes. With this energy, we're able to charge our smartphones and work on our laptops and binge watch our favorite HBO series, like Game of Thrones. So what is the issue here? Well, you're looking at it. This is an image of Manhattan during a massive blackout after Hurricane Sandy in 2012. This left 2 million New Yorkers without energy, some for as long as 3 months. This left critical deficiencies in our energy infrastructure, and some residents were unable to access basic needs like schools and hospitals for several weeks. So what is the public policy problem that this bill seeks to address? Well, our current energy infrastructure is simply outdated. It's not resilient, as you saw in the last image of Manhattan, and it's inefficient. Most of our current power plants generate a large amount of waste heat, which is energy that could otherwise be harnessed and captured and used in households. Instead, this waste heat is released into the atmosphere, which is an inefficient use of our fossil fuel resources. This causes the need to produce even more energy to meet our demands, and burning fossil fuels inefficiently causes air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. As we know, greenhouse gas emissions exacerbate the problems of climate change, and with climate change, we're seeing increased frequency and intensity of natural disasters. And with this, our cities are becoming increasingly vulnerable to extreme weather, which is why we need to begin to think about the resiliency of our current energy systems. So this bill seeks to increase energy efficiency in our localities and also enhance the efficiency of our energy systems. The two technologies that this bill particularly advocates are combined heat and power plants and smart microgrids. Combined heat and power plants are power plants that recover this waste heat that I described and produce thermal energy and electricity for households. Smart microgrids are smaller, decentralized grids that can operate separately from the main grid, so they can continue to provide energy when there's a disruption in the main grid from natural disasters like Hurricane Sandy. So our bill mandates two programs. There's the Technical Assistance Program, and then there's also the Loan Guarantee Program. The Technical Assistance Program offers $100 million for the initial planning, feasibility studies, the blueprinting of these energy infrastructure projects that would be tailored to local communities. The Loan Guarantee Program offers $2 billion for the actual building contracts, the brick and mortar energy infrastructure that these communities would plan for. So in a nutshell, the Technical Assistance Program is for the planning phase, and then the Loan Guarantee Program is for the actual building phase. So what is our program design? It's called the City of the Future. It's essentially a competition where American cities can apply for this money and use it to fund their own local energy projects. The way that it works is that the Department of Energy will issue a request for proposals, and 5 American cities will be selected based on the quality of their application and their ability to fulfill these criteria listed on the screen. So why only 5 cities? Just to put it in perspective for you, according to the Electric Power Research Institute, the estimated cost of upgrading the entire U.S. grid would be upwards of $475 billion. We have $2 billion. So this is a demonstration project where we're concentrating this limited amount of funding from the bill to fewer entities, to fewer communities, so we can actually see funding impact on a local level with energy infrastructure projects that actually make a difference. If we were to spread it equitably among 50 states, we probably wouldn't see too much change. So under the Department of Energy's Office of Electricity Delivery and Energy Reliability, we would propose a new division called the Office of Smart Cities Infrastructure Development that would oversee this application process, select the cities, and disperse the money. So our program, specifically the Cities of the Future program, would cost $80 million and offer $80 million in technical assistance, $1.6 billion in loan guarantees. But we've also determined that the DOE, the Department of Energy, would have to provide from their general budget $1.8 million for the initial staffing and operational costs of setting up the new office. We also hoped that the federal funding would jumpstart these projects in a way that would eventually attract private investors to leverage capital into these local energy infrastructure projects. So if these energy projects are actually planned well, if the cities do a good job with their initial feasibility studies and planning, perhaps private investors, private funds will see these projects as an actual worthy financial investment, as well as a good way to funnel money back into their own communities. So on the short term, in the first year, we're going to look at success by the number of applications that we receive from cities and the quality of applications. We're hoping that this program design is compelling enough that American cities are actually going to want to participate. On an ongoing basis, we're going to look at the actual money that's spent by these cities. So is this money that's being spent actually turned into energy infrastructure and enhancements? Also, we're going to look at the amount of capital attracted from outside parties. This could be state and local governments or private investors that want to be a part of these programs. So we've developed metrics to measure our long-term success in energy efficiency, energy resiliency, and local economic development. If you're interested, I can talk to you about this later. So to close, this is an image from NASA Earth Observatory of the United States at night. This is 316 million Americans constantly using energy. And these clusters of light that you see aren't going to get any smaller because our population is going to continue to grow, our economy is going to continue to expand. So this bill proposes a small injection of money for energy system enhancements that won't provide a full solution for our changing demands, but we think that this is a step in the right direction to adapt to our changing climate and Earth system. We also feel that we've designed a program that overcomes the limits of a very small amount of government funding, and we hope that this can be a pilot project that will demonstrate success of these types of programs for other future energy efficiency and resiliency projects. And if successful, we hope that this will lead to the development of similar projects across the nation in the future. So with that, I'll take any questions, and thanks for listening. Sean?
Good job.
Thanks.
I just noticed that the bill mandates $100 million for the technical assistance and $2 billion for the loan guarantees, but your program design only allocates $80 million for the technical assistance and $1.6 for the loan guarantees. Was there a justification for chopping that off?
Excellent question, Sean. As you can see in this slide, there's a bullet that I didn't mention that says remaining funds are reserved for other program projects. I didn't want to get into the details of our very complex program design, but we also have a part of our program design is we're reserving 20% of the money that was mandated from the bill for other outside entities, which could be other communities or even like small institutions, to be able to apply for similar funding. So that's where the rest of the money is going.
Perfect understanding. Thank you.
Thank you.